and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the trial of the century here in the Nürburgring with malingerers. I am your host, very attractive, and with me, as always, is motherfucking Danzig.
Oh, I mean, I figured we'd go there.
Yeah, probably.
Welcome to the monthly ESR Enduro series. This is the third round of the championship from Nürburgring in Germany. Surprisingly enough, the only German track in Assetto Corsa Competizione so far, which is weird because there's a lot of racetracks in Germany. Like just the sheer number of them makes it a little bit odd that this is the only one. You got Hockenheim Ring, Norris Ring, Osterleben, Salzburg, Lausitz Ring. So it's a bit weird. This is the only one.
Achterleben?
Probably.
Yeah. Whoa.
You are watching the top Mercedes at the moment. William Murrah, the Mad Panda, one of Byron's favorite liveries.
The Hurricane.
Mm-hmm. He is currently in second place as qualifying boils down here. Jeff on the pole position.
Which
Albert
Jeff?
Arjona, Michael Leibel, or Liebel, John Spriggs, Xavier Castaño Muniz. I had been previously spelling Robin Rahatchik's name incorrectly, and it has been fixed this time. There we go.
Say it again.
Robin Rahatchik.
I thought that's what we were saying.
Yes, but we had the S and the T were reversed in order on the screen, so it was like a hast. It's hatch. Oh. There we go.
Hatchik. Gotcha.
Anyways, which I find easier to pronounce, so I'm actually happy I had that.
We're just going to call him Schnickelgruber.
Dave Nelson just popped up into seventh place. Good run by him, proving his luck. And then we have Sean Kenny and James Butler rounding out the top 10, followed by Michael Magas, Liam Curtin, Dominic Turcotte, John Barker, and Josiah Jerome. Leave comments in the description below because Dominic Turcotte wants to change out of the Jaguar. He does not like the Jaguar. It's slower than he thought it would be. And I'm inclined
a Puma.
I'm inclined to make him run it. I'm not gonna lie, just because I've told guys this repetitively when they're picking cars. Do your homework. Do your research.
Yeah, man. Should have picked the Koenigsegg.
You know, it is now that you say that, it's a bit weird that Koenigsegg has never done a GT3 car.
They're just so hyped that you only do GT 0.1.
I mean, I know why they don't. So the way GT works is you have to sell a certain number of the cars to actually have it counted, because it's supposed to be a production car series. So if you were to build a GT3 car, sell one, you couldn't enter it as a GT3 car. Oh. So I think what it is Koenigsegg probably doesn't have a car that sells enough in terms of just quantity to meet the homogenization regulations.
Well, what you do is you get Elon Musk to just let you put a badge on one of his cars, and then just put a regular Koenigsegg in the race. Done. Although
it should be mentioned that the Jaguar G3 that Turcotte is driving solo today because Josh McLaughlin Windows decided to not let him race. It was pretty funny. He was trying for like hours before the race to get ACC to boot. He's reinstalled his Windows, and it's not letting ACC boot anymore. It is hilarious. But hopefully he gets that sorted out, because we miss our Kiwi portion of the racetrack.
Crikey.
But the G3 is not actually built by Jaguar anymore, so it's a bit weird. It's not sold. It's an Emile Frey like specific racing design, so not really sure why that reaches the modularization rules. Although I guess it's because it's based off of a Jaguar that's probably sold enough to be in there. But anyways, enough of the technicalities of GT racing. We're getting ready for the race here. Interestingly enough, Michael Leibel, or Liebel. I'm going to go with Liebel until I'm corrected otherwise.
It's Leibel.
Is it Leibel? Did he say it was Leibel, or are we just assuming it's Leibel?
It's spelled Leibel.
But it's German.
Okay, it's Schickelgruber.
Oh, man, well, that would be interesting. That's a really misleading spelling then.
Until proven Germanically otherwise.
Anyways, what I was getting at is he had the fastest third sector, which is interesting. So he's got a purple third sector and is starting from fourth place. William Murrah, otherwise the fastest. He snuck the pole position from AJF at the end there. Albert Arjona. So, I mean, the big three are the top three there. Murrah, Jeff, Arjona. These are the guys that have been doing really, really well in ACC races with the ESR crew. They're top drivers, platinum rated guys. And it'll be interesting to see if Leibel, Spriggs, Chevy Castano Muniz, who I know took a win this Sunday in the GT Challenge Series at Suzuka. So, congratulations, Chevy. Although it did take Matt Higgs fucking up again.
Was it on the formation lap?
Not on the formation lap this time. He is making progress. Also, one of the more climactic finishes over on our Twitch channel in the ESR Academy from Zolder. If you guys have not checked that out, I would recommend it. There's a fantastic battle for 4th place right down to the final corner.
I protest.
And I am told, I do not.
What is happening?
This is what happens when the widget comes into play and people haven't been using the widget in a while. So people are getting up to speed, getting down to speed, getting up to speed. So what happens when you have the widget in ACC is there's this little line, there's this bar that appears on your screen and you have to remain in the middle of it. So you'll see people going a little too fast and getting too far up the bar and then slowing down. And here we go! It's racing time.
Whatever happened to just turning the lights on and having them race?
Not something ACC does, unfortunately. William Murrah leading into... Oh, God, Sean Kenny!
Hello!
Oh, God!
Oh,
he took out both the Golf Porsches of Xavi and Albert Arjona.
Now I'm upset.
And I'm a little upset, too. I'm a little bit upset because Sean Kenny just cannot buy a break right now. Michael Magas going side by side with an Aston Martin. Liam Curtin, I do believe. Still don't have all the flags functional because people haven't given me their driver files. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Kick you directly in the taint. But, well, we still don't have updated rankings here, so we're still waiting for a timeline here. Because I see that Arjona and Castano Muniz are still showed where they're qualified. And they ain't there no more. We'll just put it that way. Murrah, Jeff, Leibel, Rahasczyk. Then it is, or Rahatchik, Spriggs, Butler, Curtin, Magas, Turcotte, Barker, your top 10. We look back from the big Bentley of James Butler in hostile territory of Germany. So Josiah Jerome's up to 11th. Dave Nelson. Looks like Xavi's actually not too far off the pack. He's actually 9/10 off of Dave Nelson, so... whatever damage was done appears to be reasonably minimal, but Kenny and Arjona are quite a ways off the pace right now.
I agree with that statement. Might I recommend that next time Mr. Kenny doesn't do that thing?
I don't think it was Kenny that did it. I think he got hit by somebody.
That is very possible, and I will accept that.
That is Michael Leibel off the track in the wall there in the McLaren 720S, so he will drop through the order. Plenty of time here. This is a 90-minute race with 2 mandatory pit stops, so this race is not over by a long shot. We could still see one of these cars that has been taken out. Josiah Jerome getting overtaken there by... I'm not sure who that is he's fighting with. Car 76. That's John Barker. Okay, there we go. So Barker gets a little sideways, but ends up getting the job done. And that is Xavi and Dave Nelson coming through there in the Porsche and Ferrari.
Golf oil to the front.
By the way, it has been announced that the next season of GT Challenge is going to be the older cars. And I know there's already a Nissan team brewing, so...
Studebaker time! Get out your Studebakers and your old stuff that's fueled by potato juice and steam.
All steam-powered series. All the time.
I was gonna make that work. So we're watching the Formula 2 yesterday, and we talking shit about Formula E. I was going to make a joke about Formula C. See, it's all coal-powered.
Mm-hmm.
I think that should be the new thing. What with all this clean coal they keep trying to fucking push.
Mm-hmm. I mean, really only Donald Trump was trying to push that.
No, your boy Scummo in Australia is all about that too.
True. But I mean, like, even the, like, energy executives that would, in theory benefit off this are like, not really. Dave Nelson overtaking John Barker, moving into the top 10 in his Ferrari. Albert Arjona in the pit lane. I don't know if he's done or if he's just getting repairs. Hopefully, the latter. Sean Kenny is in the background there, so he's catching up. And no, looks like Arjona is done. So Albert Arjona out of the race. Back to the front is becomes kind of a two-horse race right now between William Murrah and HF. Battling it out for supremacy here. Mercedes versus Audi, classic rivalry. Jeff sporting the Audi factory colors for WRT. And of course, William Murrah representing the Mad Panda crew.
The angriest of marsupials.
The angriest of pandas.
Which are marsupials.
Mm-hmm.
You big weirdie?
I know.
No,
I'm just saying, there might be a more angry marsupial somewhere.
There is not. Tasmanian tiger is extinct.
True.
Which, to be honest, weren't that angry. They just had big-ass fucking mouths.
John Barker in the V12 Aston Martin fighting with the Nissan GTR of Josiah Jerome along. Oh, Dave Nelson off in the background. Nelson's Ferrari off, and he will drop to the back. As a result of that, John Barker back into the top 10 in the V12. The Nissan, the Aston Martin V12, and the Jag. Of course, very much the three monsters of the field.
If there is a Nissan team brewing, might I recommend that they name themselves the Knights Who Said Nissan?
Oh, I like that, actually.
Hey, there's Martin.
I'm just letting everyone enjoy the sounds of the V12 because everyone likes the sound of that engine. So, anytime we get a close-up on John Barker's car, I'm just going to shut up and let you enjoy.
Just wait until they bring in the new V13.
Not sure that a V13 would really work.
Well, you have to have something at the point of the V, otherwise it's not a V.
Yeah, but the problem is that the valves tend to work in pairs, so as a result, you kind of need a number.
That sounds like just all kinds of quitter talk that they might need to just, buckle down and do a little bit more math.
I don't think math is your issue. I think what you're talking about is engineering prowess.
Same thing.
Which is math, but a very specific form of math. Josiah getting very, very close. Josiah running solo today with Douglas DeGroat signing out of the series because of basically just schedule work problems. We have no driver swaps today, which is a little bit lame. The 3 driver swap teams, one is no longer going to exist because, as stated, DeGroat is... Oh boy, Michael Leibel going up the inside. And
Leibel, it made you
that
was
it was a bit of a late lunge, but Josiah saw it and was pretty okay with it. It seems interesting question. Josiah Jerome, what flag are you going to run in ACC? Because obviously in Race Room he's been doing the various islands of the Atlantic Ocean, and I don't think they're available in ACC, but I could be wrong.
Might I recommend the majestic island nation of tropical Greenland?
There is a Greenland flag, I think.
It's got to be tropical. It's called green.
I thought they had all of them, but then I was told by somebody that their flag was indeed missing, and then I looked and noticed, just kind of like, you know, skimmed through it and noticed that there were a number of other ones that are missing. So, unfortunate. It looks like, so it looks like, as far as the flags are concerned, that if your country has produced a driver in SRO's history, the flag is there. If it hasn't, the flag appears to be missing. So...
But what if it's still there, but it only appears to be missing?
I don't know. Maybe that'd get interesting. Xavi Castaño Muniz on the tail of Michael Magas here. Porsche v Audi. We know that Xavi is the faster car of the two. He was up in the top 5 before his accident. But Nürburgring is a track that doesn't present a lot of overtaking opportunities. Oh, no!
Uh-oh.
Magas hits the hard... I love how the damage randomly appears. But that is not good for Magas.
Wentworth! I know it was you, Wentworth.
Lost control there in the Schumacher S. And, well, that might require a pit stop, and the window is not open. Dave Nelson going through as well. Magas is dropping backwards. Josiah Jerome is through. He's just ahead of Dave. He's actually ahead of no one. He's in last place now. Let's see if he goes into the pit lane here. He does. And he will take a non-mandatory pit stop to fix the car up. Oh! Touching the wall. Anyways, back to Michael Leibel, up to 10th place after his earlier issues. He's on the tail of John Barker in the V12 Aston Martin. Aston Martin versus McLaren, one of the classic battles, and one that should be taking place in F1 this year a lot more heavily, because Aston Martin is now on the grid, having been brought into the Lance Stroll family portfolio. And bringing 4-time world champion Sebastian Vettel and Canada's own Lance Stroll to the F1 grid.
Lance Storm?
Stroll.
Oh, that doesn't sound very serious.
Although someone should ask Lance Storm on one of the phone-in interviews about like Lance Stroll, just to see what happens. Probably has no idea who he is.
That seems likely. But you never know who's a pro wrestling fan these days.
Mm-hmm. Or who's a racing fan, really. It's
Nobody's really a racing fan. They just like noisy necks.
That's a lie.
Put on the F1. Oh, stop shifting into 4th.
John Barker, always a man who refuses to take the most, like, advisable cars. He ran the Honda NSX for a long time in ACC. It was slow. Now he's running the V12 Aston Martin, and it's slow. Some might suggest he's a masochist.
Because his name is John Cena.
Speaking of the John Cena thing, there's a guy on the Classic Battle Tab group on Facebook that I'm in. He's got like a piece of cardboard that he's written like number 1, number 2, number 3, all the way to 6, and then he puts models there for people to guess. You know, what is this? And there are like models that have clearly seen better days. They're like missing arms and stuff. And the other day he put up, Michael Leibel going down the inside of John Barker, and he gets 9th place. I hate to dismiss John Barker a little bit, but I do think that was inevitable. Just that 720 way faster, and we know that Leibel, before his accident, whatever happened to him, was quite quick. So he'll be near the front, I think. Go along. Josiah Jerome in the background getting a little bit of grass. But anyways, back to my story. He posted one that had only 5 models on it, and the number 6 was blank. So, of course, everyone jumps on the number 6 is John Cena. We can't see him.
I still don't understand whether. Oh, they got a Bentley sticker on the Xbox controller. That's kind of cool.
James Butler coming up to Michael Magas. This will be a blue flag scenario because of Magas's earlier pit stop. And we'll see what happens. Butler goes to the inside. Magas leaves room. And the blue flag is resolved. Never a good sign when you're falling down a lap less than about 15 minutes into the race. Less than 15 minutes into the race. It's not a good feeling.
It's fine. You just have a lot of time to run everybody else off the road.
I will say, though, Butler is already starting to have a bit of a boring race. He's about 3 seconds behind John Spriggs, so he's lost contact with the top 4 and is about 8 seconds ahead of Liam Curtin. So this Bentley might be running on its own for a little bit. So this might be the last we see of the lovely black and gold Bentley for the foreseeable future. Do you like that whole diamond pattern livery, Byron? I'm very mixed on it myself.
It's pretty cool. I mean, no one else is doing it, so that's pretty cool.
That's true.
Isn't there an oil company that uses that sort of logo?
Probably.
Yellow or gold diamond shape?
Chevron, I think.
No,
not Chevron. Sunoco.
No.
I'm pretty sure
like
it is
one
Sunoco,
that I would
actually.
know about.
Okay, I don't know.
Like DuPont or Pennzoil. I think it's Pennzoil.
Might be Pennzoil. That's the 100-year anniversary livery for the Bentleys that they employed in their 100th year as a brand.
Silence brand. Insert crab with laser eyes.
They also had a green and black version. Somebody off in the background there. I think that was John Spriggs. So I was saying that Butler might have a bit of a boring day, but all of a sudden he's going to be in a battle with Spriggs over 4th place, I think. In fact, he has overtaken Spriggs. We should have had that on camera instead of, no offense to Robin Rahatzik, but there were better things we could have been looking at than the Jensen Rocket McLaren 720.
Something, the cat in Rahatzik.
I do like the fact that you got the driver silhouette on the side of Rahatzik's car. That's interesting, and the wheel. And it's clearly a sim racing wheel as well, because of course this is the team that is actually employing a sim racing driver to drive for them in the British GT Championship.
That's pretty gangster. Do they have it remote control like a drone?
No. He's in the car, but it's just like he is so good at sim racing that this team has actually put him in the car in real life. So
pretty gangster.
He's doing okay, actually, putting up some decent results. I should, if we get a chance. Well, we got a bit of a lull here. I might as well pull it up now.
You might as well. It's not like we don't have time. Behold the burnt mustard of John Spriggs' paint scheme.
I'm on the Jensen Rocket home page here. Let's see if there's a results. Come on, guys. You got to have a results page. It's going to be very, very disappointing if they don't. They don't. What the fuck? All right, let me just go to the British GT, and that should give us the answer. And hopefully I don't miss anything in terms of like awesome stuff.
Oh my God! They all crashed. You missed it.
I'm keeping an eye on it. All right, so the 2020 season is the one we're talking about here, and I assume it's a pro. Let's see here. Where is he? Silver Cup. I just got to figure out what cup he's competing in. There it is. The team of James Baldwin, who is the sim racer, and Michael O'Brien is in 3rd place. Finished in 3rd place in the GT Championship last season. Finishing
well done
behind the duo of Rob Collard and Sandy Mitchell, and Sam Dahan and Patrick Kuhala, who actually was on the F1 radar for a while, so is a very quality driver. Rob Collard, of course, well-known name in British motorsport and motorsport in general. Meantime, Sean Kenny reeling in Dave Nelson, we've had our first official pit stop. Xavi Castaño Muniz has been in and is dropped down to 13th place. I know Sean Kenny was talking after the race that he really wishes he had pitted right at the start of the pit window because his car is very damaged at this point. So, from the future spoiler there. We pick up the Jaguar of Dominic Turcotte. I do love the Jaguar, the curves of the Jaguar. It's just a shame that it is such a bad car. In a nutshell.
Wow, they tried really hard to make that very cool, and you're just being hurtful.
Yeah, hey, I am not complaining about the efforts to make it cool. They made it cool as hell. It's very good. Maybe they just should have put some more thought into making it faster.
It's always a consideration, I suppose.
So the issue with the Jaguars is it's got great pull out of a corner or down a straightaway. Fantastically powerful engine. The issue is that it's well, I mean, the thing that has to be said, it's also the oldest car in the field. So it's got the oldest technology, the least complex aerodynamic kit. It lacks grip a lot of places. It's definitely not a death sentence. We've seen AJF do very well in the GT Challenge series with it. We've seen Mike Stockmill do very well with it. But it definitely takes a top-notch driver to make this car sing at the front of any grid. As John Barker, in another older car, the V12 Aston Martin, looking to make his way past. These are the two oldest cars on the grid, I do believe. The Jaguar G3 and the V12 Aston.
Tomorrow they turn 75 years old.
Also the two biggest engines. No, they're like, I want to say like 8 and 9 years. Which for a racing car, very old. For a human being, very young.
I bet you couldn't get the equivalent age human being to drive that car.
Nope. I don't think we even have a sim racer young enough to be younger than these cars.
Therefore, the car is clearly superior to people.
So right now we're just kind of waiting for pit stops to kind of start to shake out. We should see probably everyone have made like a single pit stop by about the 1 hour mark remaining in the race. But,
double pit stop.
We do have this battle going on. Michael Leibel's caught up to Liam Curtin, so hopefully we get a look at that as well. In fact, there it is. It's like the auto director read my mind. Another great British battle, Aston Martin versus McLaren. Although, do we consider McLaren to be British or no? Because, I mean, technically Bruce McLaren, founder of McLaren, race car driver, etc., was a New Zealander. But yes, the history of McLaren is largely British. As he's looking down the inside, maybe for turn 1. This is the best overtaking opportunity on the track. Turn 1 is a great spot to make it stick on the brakes. If that 720 can get the job done, but Curtin goes defensive, I think he'll be able to hold that line for the time being. You also have to wonder with Leibel, would Leibel just get in the pits now to stop losing time? Josiah Jerome running in 10th place in the Nissan GTR for the GT Motorsports Motul Team RJN, which is actually, I think maybe a subsidiary of the Jensen Rocket Team. Or the Jensen Rocket Team is a subsidiary of RJN.
And then?
There wasn't an and then on top of that. That was good.
And then they're owned by Disney.
Well, everything's owned by Disney, let's be real. Sean Kenny in the pit lane. So we have our second
I don't know why he would be in the pit lane. He's running a completely collision-free race.
Life in the pit lane, surely gonna make you lose your mind after your car gets launched at the first corner.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a special announcement to make. I'm about to break into this month's batch of hooch.
Oh! And anything new about this month's batch of hooch?
Nope, standard orange hooch. I went with all orange this month because it's just it to me tastes the best. There's no weird like if I want to decant it and off gas it and filter it and all that stuff. It doesn't take that long. Everything else seems to foam up and stay foamy, and I don't like that.
Fair enough.
So tastes good, repeatable results. Take a drink and see how it tastes.
Getting the first taste test of the March 2021 Byron Derksen Brewery hooch. Oh,
yep,
Michael Leibel thinking about it again.
That's some hooch right there. Can confirm.
Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look. No, maybe. Hang on. He's getting very late on the brakes. That 720 might be able to do it. I was gonna say it didn't seem like it maybe had the grime and grit, but it is through. Good job on the brakes by Michael Leibel into 6th place, dropping Liam Curtin.
Fucking Liam. Liam, you fucking animal, you. Hooch, 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 hooch. I need like a big old crazy straw to just stick in this giant jug. Make them in 3-liter cranberry juice jugs. But I think if I got a decent sized crazy straw, I could have a good time.
Probably. Apologies for those who are looking for more in-depth race coverage. This is not a ton happening right now. Like there's this battle. There's the battle you have on the screen right now, which is sort of terminating slowly. Michael Leibel pulling away from Liam Curtin. And then you've got the Jaguar versus V12 battle, which I'd love it if the camera would put it on, because I think there's more action there, but that's over 8th place between Turcotte and Barker. Otherwise, we're just kind of waiting on pit stops.
Liam, the fucking animal Curtin. Liam, how come you haven't sent me any of your fine whiskeys? These are things that I require to live.
Have you given him your address?
I have not. That might be a problem.
That would probably be the problem.
Nor have I ever actually spoken with Mr. Curtin specifically in person at any point.
You should probably do that.
I suppose.
Probably make a point to do that.
These might be considerations.
Robin Rahatzik back to the Jensen rocket car.
So
Yeah,
if
James
he
Butler-
ever got kicked out of a band, would they be then known as the men without Rahatzik?
Sure. They would have that option. I mean, I don't know if they would take it. Barker is losing ground to, or not Barker, Rahatzik is losing ground to Butler. So that'll be interesting to see if that shapes out for a battle for the podium. Dave Nelson's on a little bit of a comeback here. He's on the tail of Josiah Jerome in the big Nissan. John Barker in behind them. So Barker must have had an incident because Turcotte and him were joined up fighting over 8th place, and now Barker is back in 11th. So not sure what happened there.
Andy.
It's not really an and then to add to that. I'm wondering.
And then more hooch. Orangey.
So I've got James Baldwin, aka the Sim Racer, now Real Racer. His page up here on the British GT website. He was a racer before becoming a sim racer. He did British Formula Ford 1600. But that's like very low level. As
I have a question.
Josiah Jerome tries to hold off Dave Nelson. You may ask your question.
So technically the opposite of Baldwin would be hair loss.
Yes.
And yet they are the same thing.
It's not really a question there. That's more of,
it's rhetorical.
Dave Nelson losing control of the car as he hits the curbs too hard, and that's going to cost him a spot to John Barker.
Really great. I'm sorry, I'm reading the panels here. Ready, great.
So that takes the pressure off of Josiah Jerome. In the pit lane is John Sprakes. Porsche driver is taking his Suddenly, John Spriggs, who is the lowest of the Porsches, is actually their best hope for a race win at this point, which is interesting.
It's what beer drinkers drink when they're not drinking beer, Motul.
So back to James Baldwin. His professional esports career began in 2018 when he won the E-Rock Championship.
Was he driving an IROC?
No, he was not.
An electronic IROC?
He finished 4th in the FIA Motorsports Games for Team Great Britain in 2019, but then won the World's Fastest Gamer 2 Championship in 2019 and got his seat with Jensen Rocket. And he even took a win in the British GT Championship. So that's pretty cool.
I don't think that's legal, though. Shouldn't he be in a car, not a rocket?
It's just the team name, sir. They're not actually a rocket.
Wait, aren't those the bad guys from the Digimons?
Pokemon, Team Rocket.
Same thing. One of them's digital, that's all. Analogomon. Digimon.
Analogomon. I never watched Digimon, or played the card game or anything like that, so I could not tell you the difference.
Something is the Digimon with the Shadow Realm, or was that Superman? No, that's the Negative Zone.
I don't even know. We'd have to ask. We'd have to bring in the high-powered consultant on such things, Kyle Magas.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go with Matt Higgs.
Probably Matt Higgs. He might know. I know Kyle Magas, aka my brother, aka the annoying human being, is aware of them.
AKA the Zeta male.
He's still talking to me about this. He's really hyped for this Jake Paul Ben Askren fight, and I have no idea why. I have no idea.
It's not like Ben Askren suddenly becoming a Jeet Kune Do master overnight. It's not like Jake Paul's ever going to be relevant in any way, shape, or form.
He's like, well, it comes down to he seems to think that Askren's going to win super easily, which maybe. I mean, we've never seen Jake Paul in a fight. Yes, he's had 2 boxing matches, but one went a round against another YouTube guy, and the other one went 2 rounds against former NBA basketball player Nate Robinson, who clearly didn't know how to fight. Like, very athletic, but clearly was not comfortable fighting. So, I have no idea. Like, it could be that Askren comes out, and just because Askren is cool, calm, collected, and has been in a fight before, he goes out there and absolutely works Jake Paul. It could be. But I have no basis for it. AJF and William Murr in the pits, so the 2 leaders are in. And that will put Robin Rahatsik into the lead if he wants it, or will he pit? No, it looks like he's going to continue on, as well as James Butler. We are at the point where I'm surprised we haven't seen more pits. Because we are... So with 2 mandatory pit stops, the theory would say you go 30 minutes, you pit, then 30 minutes, then you pit. We've gone 30 minutes. We're approaching 32-minute mark of the race. So we haven't seen pit stops from Rahatsik, Butler, Turcotte, Jerome, Nelson. Magas is pitted, but not mandatorily wise. I guess more people have pitted than I'm thinking. Spriggs has been in, Leibel's been in, Xavi, John Barker, Sean Kenny, and then of course Jeff and Murrah now in there. Murrah's got a bad pit stop going on here though, I think, because Jeff already is out of the pits and Murrah just got out now. I'd like to see a timing line on the gap there. It's saying 7.1 seconds, but I'd like an update before really commenting. So we're just waiting for Jeff to hit a timing line and then William Murrah to hit a timing line. But we may not get that because, unfortunately, Jeff is now probably too far behind Butler. Oh, no, there we go. No, that's Turcotte. Is probably too far behind anybody to trigger the timing line for them. Liam Curtin in the pits. So we got the top 4 yet to stop. Dave Nelson yet to stop. Michael Magas yet to do a mandatory stop as the leaders come in. That's Rahatsik.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Turcotte in. Or not Turcotte, Butler. So Dominic Turcotte in the Jag may actually inherit the lead here at some point.
I think we should have 17 mandatory pit stops.
He's got William Murrah in behind him, I do believe. Or no, that's Sean Kenny, pardon. So that's Kenny down a lap. And Turcotte's going to stay out, so he's going to lead. We're going to, for the first time this season, have a Jaguar in the lead.
The Jag.
The Jag. Sean Kenny looking to unlap himself. I would allow it if I was Turcotte. Just because, I mean, you know, just get it over with. Sean is very fast. Like, he was at the front.
I had flashbacks to Full Metal Jacket. You had best unlap yourself.
Josiah Jerome into the pit lane in the Nissan. And there's Rahatzik and Butler coming out nose to tail. So good job by Butler to keep the pressure on through the pit stop sequence.
You go nose to tail and then side by each low.
So once we get to this timing line, Turcotte will be displayed as the leader finally. There it is. Oh, Sean Kenny getting a little out of control there.
Wow, you don't say.
He saved it nicely, just had a little bit of a tank slap.
I'm just saying, he's got a little bit of a track record.
No. It's terrible. But I appreciate it.
Maybe he needs to shift his safety rating into a different gear.
So I'm looking at the corner names here at Nürburgring, because I've never been super familiar with the curve names outside of Schumacher S.
Gottlieb, Gunther, Max Schnell.
But I think I know what your favorite corner is going to be.
Is it? Please tell me it's like the Schnitzel hairpin or something.
Warsteiner curve.
Ja, the Warsteiner.
That was the Coca-Cola curve they just went through.
Okay. Is it because the great Italian racer Coca-Cola was killed there?
I mean, maybe. But I suspect it's because Coca-Cola sponsors the corner.
What?
Dave Nelson into the pit lane. So our last two are Turcotte and Magas to yet to handle their mandatory pit stop. Their first of two mandatory pit stops.
I'm going to tell you what. This hooch is really good. And I can't really taste a lot of the alcohol, so if I get real stumbly about, I don't know, half an hour from now, you'll know why.
We're on Byron Drunk Watch.
We'll find out.
Tell your friends, tell your family. Byron might be getting wasted on this here commentary.
We may just fuck a boot and find out.
Sean Kenny again looking to unlap himself, but you know, you're always in a weird spot here. You don't want to throw it down the inside on the lead car. But at the same time, I'm sure Sean wants to get on with his race. There we go. They handle it before the Schumacher S. So we're coming up to the Warsteiner curve here. So we got the RTL curve, which is this turn here. And then this one here is Warsteiner. And then we got the Advan Bojan Kink. And then the NGK Chicane coming up.
Bro, you can't just call people NGKs anymore.
I can if it's the name of a company that sponsors a turn. As
wow.
Dominic Turcotte is into the pits. So that is the race leader in, and that will hand the lead back to the effective leader, AJF, who is about...
Are you saying that Dominic Turcotte is an ineffective leader?
Well, no. So in racing, you have the on-track leader, but when there's pit stops in play and so on, the effective leader is the person who, when the pit stops shake out, is in the lead. And and that is what we're seeing now with
All
Jeff.
I hear is criticism of Mr. Turcotte's leadership ability.
John Spriggs is joining in on this battle for third place with Rahatsik and Butler, so this will be interesting. So, cameraman, if you wouldn't mind sticking with this for a little bit, I would appreciate it.
His name is John Sprigga. Da, 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 da.
Big match, John. Big race,
Hey,
John.
man, you need a big match done. Big match John, get the job done.
I know. I mean, I have an immense amount of respect for John Cena's work as a pro wrestler, to be honest. I mean, this is the thing. As much as there isn't... John Cena's not going to give you a Kenny Omega, Okada, 5-star classic.
Oh, no one's doing that. Come on.
True. But what I'm getting at is, John Cena can drag a 3-star match out of the Great Khali.
Hell yeah, you can.
And that is a talent. I don't care what you think.
You know who I always wanted to see in a feud that led up to like a big ass match was John Cena and Matt Bloom. I think those two could have the match. Whatever match that
would
was
be very good.
that you want to see, I think those guys could do it.
I think that would be very, very good. His stuff with Kurt Angle was all fantastic.
Oh yeah. He made Lee Bradshaw a star.
Yeah, because no one else could get much of a match out of Bradshaw. Let's be real.
Yeah, what was that? Oh, I can't remember. Like a last match, or was it I quit match.
The I quit match. Yeah.
God, that was phenomenal. I didn't really give a shit. It was, it's WWE doing I quit match. Yeah, whatever. They always fuck those up. But holy shit, both of them juiced the hard way. I'm pretty sure. And dear Lord, you just wanted it to stop. Like by the time he said I quit, you wanted him to quit. You're just like, oh, please do not hurt that evil, stupid, dumb man anymore.
And Bradshaw may be the most heelish of all heels. Let's be real.
Yeah,
because it is one of the few times where the heel in the feud. I don't know how much of that was acting. That's the thing with Bradshaw.
Like, please don't hurt the evil man anymore.
The evil, rich, white oil guy.
Yeah. Please don't hurt the man that Joey Styles beat the absolute shit out of anymore.
Well, he knocked him out. I don't know if I'd go as far as beat the absolute shit out of. But
I'm going to go with he did. And in my mind, that really happened. He basically unleashed the...
That's your internal headcanon?
Internally, my brain has said to me that he got like the full bucket of chicken plus the soda unleashed on JBL.
So Robin Rahatschik, our apologies for, digressing. We got a good battle for third going on here. I mean, there's plenty of time left in the race. We're approaching the halfway point. First and second look pretty solid, but the final step on the podium is very much up for grabs, as is the silver win here between Robin Rahatschik and James Butler, and then you got John Spriggs in the background there in the Porsche. So things very interesting. Looking further down the list, Michael Leibel's in kind of a lonely 6th place. Xavi Castaño-Muniz, Liam Curtin, Dominic Turcotte. Looks like Turcotte and Barker might be having a little spat. Yeah, there's a little bit there between the Jag and the Aston Martin V12. Then it's Dave Nelson, Josiah Jerome. Michael Magas still yet to pit for a mandatory and is in 13th place, so he's having a terrible day.
Terrible.
And also having a terrible day is Sean Kenny.
Incredible bad. I'm not gonna lie, half the time you say Porsche or I see it listed somewhere, oddly enough, not when the logo comes up, but if I see the word, the song Old Man on the Back Porch by the Presidents of the United States of America goes through my head. But then it's instantly parodied and it becomes Old Man in the Black Porch. Old Man in the Black Porch.
Your brain does interesting things with music.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
And I have to really think about them before I tell people what's happening because I miss like 8 steps. It's like some weird fucked up supercomputer.
Byron's super mutant power is the ability to parody things. That's how that works.
I cross-link things that are like somebody says something very innocuous, and playing it every day, and I start laughing because my brain's done 17 jumps to make it funny. It's like, remember this thing and how it relates to this? Not at all, but if you do like 93 degrees of Kevin Bacon, it's funny now. Oh, yeah, I see how that works.
I mean, my brain really only does that with NASA Shark.
Oh, that's different. Fucking NASA! I haven't posted that in a while.
Yeah, there's a reason for that, because it breaks me mentally.
I usually only post it when I know you're on voice chat.
I don't know why. I don't know why it breaks me. I
don't have a clue.
Legitimately don't know.
There is a definitive swing. All you can do is like post more stuff in chat so that the comic strip goes away, so Mike stops laughing. He can't move away. It's like inverted T-Rex. It's like he only reacts to NASA Shark, but movement will make it go away.
That's true. Eventually, it's off my screen.
Yeah. He can't make it happen himself. He's paralyzed with laughter.
I'm chuckling already.
I know. Goddamn NASA!
So we look like we're fairly static between this battle for third place. John Spriggs losing a little bit in the last time gate, but a lot of tension. Probably won't see this resolved until the last pit stop. I think what we're looking at here is who's going to undercut, who's going to overcut, who's going to take care of the tires. Because if you pit later, you're going to have fresher tires at the end. You could theoretically go faster then. But if you pit too early or if you pit too late, you might have worn out this second set of tires far too much. So there's a lot of calculations going on right now between these three. And the gaps are changing. There's definitely a hierarchy between the groups. Dominic Turcotte looking back at the Aston Martin V12 of John Barker, and a little further back is Dave Nelson in the Ferrari Evo. I think that's the Evo anyways. I don't think anyone's using the older Ferrari. But I'm not really sure what the... I'm sure I could figure it out. If I put them side by side, there's probably some physical differences between the Evo and the other 488, but I'm not sure what they are. Can the Jag hold off the Aston Martin? That is the question.
I don't know. Well, I mean, the question right now actually is if I put NASA Shark up as my TeamSpeak avatar, will you even be able to do commentary for the next 44 minutes?
I'm not clicking on your name for
the
rest
didn't.
Of this
I haven't done it.
I don't trust.
Time I did that,
I don't trust you.
The last time I did that, and you clicked on my name to see my avatar, after about 5 minutes, I thought you were having a legitimate medical emergency, so I took it off.
I mean, arguably, I am having a legitimate medical emergency every time NASA Shark comes up.
He just wouldn't stop. Like it gets to the point where he can't laugh. He's laughing so hard. It's really, to me, very funny. I haven't done that in like a year or two.
That's true.
There's a little nudge in the background. What's going on?
No, I don't think they were close enough. I think Barker just kind of got had the front end stick a little bit.
But depth perception ain't too goodly sometimes.
That V12 can sometimes get very front heavy and kind of just stick, and it causes a bit of a thing. But I don't think Nelson was close enough to actually nudge him. But I like this view. We got two cars battling in the background, and the one in front involved in it as well. Where's Josiah Jerome? We haven't seen him in a while. He's down at 12th place. That would probably be why.
Gosh darn it, Josephus.
He's not really near anybody.
Do you think he ran over a wallaby?
Probably not. We're in Germany.
You think he might have got 32 schnitzels stuck in his grill?
That could be the case. The Nissan does have a big-ass grill.
All the better to schnitzelify yourself.
All the better to suck up all the schnitzel.
So I found this place that takes a really big piece of pork loin, and it pounds it out into this really large, thin, piece of pork loin. It's huge. It's I don't know, 3 feet across. The audacity of these people. So they make this really huge, thin piece of pork that they've smashed into oblivion, into a giant schnitzel. And these complete jerk-offs, who I love so much, take a hamburger bun and they put a hamburger bun on the plate and slap the thing on there and put the hamburger bun on top of the schnitzel, and that's your sandwich.
That sounds delicious.
I would be so down for that. Is this a challenge? I accept.
Yeah, its last turn seems to be maybe where Barker is most vulnerable, along with the RTL curve. They seem to be the two places that the V12 seems to be unable to hold what I consider the standard tight line around this track. So, might be where Nelson can strike. But there is the question of what to do about Dominic Turcotte in front.
Put him in the wall.
Gentlemen, you're benefiting from the fact that there's no other close battles really going on. So, I mean, I think the camera's going to stick with this for a while. So, John Barker, this is your life.
Mr. Juan Barcadero, please report to the White Courtesy phone.
Jaguar, Aston Martin, Ferrari. Is there three more legendary brands you could put on the screen at once?
Studebaker, Daihatsu, and Holden.
I mean, the answer probably is we need a Porsche in here to really make it work. But I mean, these are brands that conjure up all kinds of feelings when you think about them. They have that power. They have that mystique.
I like Mystique. She's a pretty good character.
Oh, Barker.
Usually naked.
I don't see. Barker's done that twice in a row now, trying to go down the inside of the RTL curve. I think it's a bad idea because he's kind of both times ended up a little bit offline, and Nelson's reeled him in both times. So I think he needs to forget about that for the time being. We're not too far away from where a pit stop might be a possibility for any of these cars. Except for, I assume, Turcotte, because if you're at the front of this pack, you're not looking for the undercut. You're looking to keep them behind you because you're costing them time right now. This is the chance here. John Barker lining up down the inside. Can't see his car in the mirror. Can he get it done into turn one? Yes, he can. And no, Nelson thought about it. Actually lost control of the front end a little bit. Thinking about it. But Barker is through into 9th place.
Yeah, so I can already tell that the hooch has got on top of me.
Oh, boy.
It didn't take long.
No, it took like
10 minutes.
18 minutes? About 18 minutes.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well done, Hooch. Well done. This is a good crop.
You win this round, Hooch.
Well, I got like 5 other jugs I can test out my my resilience against. You too can make Hooch at home. It's easy.
You too can make your own brand of Byron's Home Hooch. Just contact Byron for the recipe.
Well, I mean, it's super easy. You just need a container and use the frozen orange juice. I like the Minute Maid ones. And you need some sugar, and you need some wine yeast, and you add water to, obviously fill up the thing, and you let it sit in a bin for a month, and then you drink it.
Oh, so Byron, you've watched your first Formula 2 races, actually. You watched 3 of them. What were your thoughts, your first impressions?
Apparently, English drivers are the worst.
I have instructed Byron in the ways of hating Dan Ticktum.
They're all rich kids and think they're pretty boys, whether they are or not, and spend all of their allowance on their haircut, which always looks terrible. And then when they inevitably crash or kill other people, they're just like, "What was that guy doing?" So British people are just the worst when it comes to driving.
Oh, somebody in the pit lane. Xavi Castaño Muniz. That makes sense. He was the first one to pit the first time through. And Nelson does exactly to Turcotte what Barker did. So they're both through. Now we'll see if Dave can make some inroads into John Barker. It's a little bit of an early pit stop from Xavi, but it does make sense given that he was the first one to pit. So his tires were the oldest, pitted very early in the start of the pit window because of I assume, damage. And he'll have an interesting third stint here, going 36 plus minutes on that set of tires. William Murrah. Why are we looking at him? I don't know. No offense, William, but I don't know why the camera's here. Oh, he's coming up to Sean Kenny to lap him. This is why. He has no battle for position, but he does have a blue flag to clear. This is what's going on. Probably would prefer to see some of the action going on elsewhere. Checking back in on the battle for third, or the battle for fourth, would be nice, because Michael Leibel's actually caught up to the back of John Spriggs. Robin Rahatchik has cleared and is pretty comfortable in third place right now. Butler's about 3.5 seconds behind him, but there is still an interesting battle between Butler, Spriggs, and Leibel forming.
That's slender.
So hopefully we get a look at that.
Level, I made you out of clay.
I'm not really sure if you can make Leibel out of clay. Unless the lawyer's name is Clay, maybe. I don't know.
Wade in his unit? That sounds like a porno, Clay.
Oh, the losers. Underrated movie, underrated comic book. Sean Kenny pulling over to seemingly allow Murrah to overtake him, although I think he went too early. But they will get the job done. I think Kenny had to let off a little bit too much there.
That sounds like a giant old sissy move. Well, everybody knows you just keep your foot hammered to the floor and pull the e-brake to get around corners.
That's more of a rally thing.
This is not rally?
No.
This is just paved rally.
I mean, in a way, yeah. Rally drivers are a special breed of race car driver, especially rallycross. They're all ridiculously calm, cool, collected. I particularly like Matthias Ekstrom's post-race interviews, where people have just done like the most insane thing, like a car rolled over under its roof and it's on fire, and he's up there banging doors with somebody across the line, and he beats him by like a nose of the car, and then the interview guy comes up to him, and he's just smiling. He's like, "Yeah, it was really fun. I really enjoyed the race. The track is very nice." It's John Barker losing a spot to Dave Nelson. And Dave Nelson moving up in the world to 7th place for the moment. Liam Curtin, Leibel, by the way, has been in the pits and is good to go to the end. Everybody else, except for Xavi Castano Muniz, as a pit stop still to handle.
Who's the Castellano?
Castano.
Oh, Costanza. Like Tony Costanza.
No.
Oh, it's George Costanza. Or Tony Danza.
Mm-hmm.
Hold me closer, Tony Danza. That's what it's like to be me.
We pick up Josiah Jerome. He's being caught by Xavi Castano Muniz, who inspired that tune. And I think the Porsche will probably handle the Mercedes or the Nissan in relatively short order here. Was thinking about it there. I think that was too far back. A little more patience, Xavi. Come on. You're better than that.
Is he, though?
I think he is. I haven't raced against Xavi.
Nice.
I haven't raced against Xavi a lot. I mean, I've been in races with him, but I've not been in that race-long battle where you get to think and really develop an opinion of somebody. But everything I've ever seen from him, he's a courteous, conscientious driver. So I think that was a little bit out of character for him to come from that far back.
I heard he stabbed a man in Tijuana.
No. That's Travis Wallace's job.
Ooh. Speaking of Travis Wallace, R.I.P. Travis Wallace.
Oh, he's still around.
Oh, right, he's still alive. Hey, Travis Wallace.
He's just buying a house. He just bought a house and therefore has to work really hard.
Well, what I would recommend is that he just gets rich suddenly and then can do cool stuff.
I think Xavi will be able to do it here into turn 1. I think he pulled out of the draft a little bit sooner than I would have liked to see. But he is going to get that job done and move into 11th place for the time being. Would have been really nice if they had switched the camera there. Like don't get me wrong, I loved the back cam looking at Xavi coming, but then once he was alongside, it should have been like a switch to like a side view, or this camera here. That would have been ideal.
Things you can also say about porno.
I don't know, man. I generally don't really insult the camera work in a porno because that's not what I'm thinking about.
What is a Motul?
It is a company in Japan.
Do they make tools?
Amongst other things,
do they make more tools?
It's one of those conglomerate things where they do like everything.
It's what beer drinkers drink when they're not drinking beers. O'Tools.
It's kind of like when people ask me when I was working in quality assurance. I was doing accounting, but the company did quality assurance. What do you guys test? Everything. You name it, we test it.
Dang.
Pharmaceuticals, food, auto products, general use products, metals, aerospace assets. We test it.
Do they test it on each other?
No.
Just like a big old giant room of people just testing things on each other. Check out this aerospace metal! Whap! Upside the head.
It's great for people upside the head.
Here, try and test these pharmaceuticals now that I've hit you with that thing.
We got some painkillers.
They might be painkillers. I lost the label.
John Barker in the pits along with Dominic Turcotte. They're serving their final pit stop. Be interested to see if Dave Nelson goes for a big overcut here to try to make it happen. Back to Xavi Castano Muniz, who has not pulled away from the Nissan of Josiah Jerome. I thought he would, to be honest, because Xavi is like a top 5 driver in this field, and Josiah Jerome is an excellent race room driver, but it has not translated to date to a Assetto Corsa Competizione yet.
Is that because he is draftable?
I mean, that might be it, but I doubt it. James Butler moving into the lead as A. Jeff and William Murrah make their final pit stops.
I want somebody to do something cool with the fucking headlights. Make them octagonal, goddammit.
There's a couple that have done that.
Oh, okay. Make them weird mystical patterns that no one can... Make them pentagrams, come on.
The BMW DTM headlights were kind of interesting because they made them a very, like, bluish color. Like, it looked like an eye. It really looked like an eye was staring at you as they drove.
I'm down for that.
It was interesting. They even had like little black. I don't know if it was supposed to be eyelashes, but it kind of looked like eyelashes above the headlight. It was very interesting. So we get a look at James Butler getting to lead the race here for a little bit. Liam Curtin, Dave Nelson, Josiah Jerome, and Michael Magas yet to handle their pit stops. So we got 5 cars left to pit. And then it's a straight race to the finish.
And then?
John Spriggs is back on the tail of Robin Rahatsik. So Rahatsik, who pitted a little bit earlier than Spriggs, maybe that overcut has really worked out in the favor of Spriggs right now. Because Auto director guy. I like your thinking. I like this. Battle for 6th place and what is probably maybe even a podium once the pit stops settle up. Depends where Butler ends up. Because he was between these two. It'll be interesting to see if he's ahead of them now, because I think he might be. Because it looks like Rahatsik's early pit stop in the 2nd phase might not be paying dividends for the 720 right now.
Good old Robin Dominikacik.
The Dominator, the greatest Czech hockey player of all time.
Even better than Jaromir Jagr?
It's him or Jagr. I would accept both his answers.
I won't. Fuck Jagr.
I mean, at the same time, Hasek's done some terrible things since he's retired, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's definitely... Let's just put it this way. Dominik Hasek has anger issues. I can say that with...
I mean, he stayed a lot of pucks to the head.
Yeah, there's been some things about him, like, playing, like, casual roller hockey and, like, just, like, basically straight out fucking assaulting the other team. Like,
wow.
So, I mean... Neither of them are really people I feel comfortable going with, like, hero-level stuff. Like, on the ice, great hockey players. Off the ice, I'm not sure.
The one thing I can respect about Jaromir Jagr is when he got caught, or not caught, but I mean, he had the sexual relations with some young, hot supermodel who was of totally legal age, no matter where you live, from what I remember.
She was early 20s, I do believe. So.
Yeah, something like that, and took a selfie. He was like asleep after the sex, and I think she took a selfie, and somebody got a hold of it and tried to blackmail Jaromir Jagr with it, and he's like, "Fuck it, put it out there. I don't care."
That really probably should be the response almost to most blackmail.
Let him know. Let him know your boy did his thing. But other than that, fuck Jagr.
Liam Curtin's been into the pits, so we still got Jerome, Magas, Butler, and Nelson to go. Butler is, I think, really the influential pit stopper here, because number one, he's in the lead of the race, but number two, he might be holding on to a podium position at this point. I don't know what the pit lane delta is here. But, oh, he's in, so we're going to find out. James Butler in the pit lane. Robin Rahatsik and John Spriggs are approaching it. They are working their way through the RTL curve. Then it'll be on to the Warsteiner curve, Advin Bogan and the NGK chicane, followed by Coca-Cola curve, and that is where the pit entrance is. They need to be close to James Butler or right on or ahead of him, because Butler is going to have the better tires down the road here because he is pitting later. That being said, it is a Bentley, not the kindest on its tires. By the way, there's some late pit stops going on here because we got less than 24 minutes to go.
And that's Dave only Nelson like a lap and a half.
That's like 12 laps. Dave Nelson in the pit lane. So here we go. Rahatsik. Where is Butler? He's coming out ahead of Butler. So is Spriggs. But Butler does have the better tires right now once he gets them up to heat. Nelson in. We just have Jerome and Magas left to serve their pit stops. They're not really in an active race right now. AJEF is your leader here into the last 23 minutes of this race. Second will be William Murrah once the timings table updates.
My name is Jeff.
Man, Murrah's 19 seconds behind. That is not terribly interesting. Third place is the man we're on board with. That is, oh, stop-go penalty for Dave Nelson. Rahatsik in third. John Spriggs. James Butler. Rounding off the top five. Leibel is now in this one. All right. We got a four-way scrap for the final step on the podium. Leibel's got the oldest tires of the bunch, though, so I do think he's facing an uphill battle. Xavi Castano Muniz in seventh place. Josiah Jerome effectively in eighth. But, well, I have no idea effectively where he is. He's probably eighth on track. But he has to make a pit stop still. Dave Nelson, Liam Curtin, John Barker, Turcotte, Magas, and Kenny. All right, leave your thoughts below. Who's going to come out on top in this battle for third place? Robin Rahatzik, John Spriggs, James Butler, or Michael Leibel? Outside of Spriggs, these are all battling over the Silver Cup victory here today. We got no bronzes here today, which is interesting.
I think Hulk Hogan's going to change the finish at the last second because he's a giant piece of garbage.
It's kind of Hulk Hogan's idea towards like doing the job is a bit weird because there are backstage stories of him talking about people he wanted to help push, and then there were ever so often people he would. It just seems that Hulk Hogan really believes he is the answer to all of wrestling's problems. Like there's a deep, dark psychosis going on there.
Oh yeah, especially because he can barely wrestle and could only always barely wrestle.
I mean, some of his Japanese stuff showed a level of competence. But no, like, I mean, on a technical wrestling scale, there were far, far better than him at the time, and far better now than Hulk Hogan.
There has never been a wrestler not better than Hulk Hogan that wasn't every other wrestler that existed. How come we can't get any wraiths out here racing? That sounds like a good idea.
Waiting to see what the next ACC DLC is going to be. I'm hoping it's the North American Track Pack because there's a Canadian track that would come into the game at that point that I have raced in real life, and I would love to compare the experience of racing Mosport, which is the track name, in real life to the sim. That would be something very surreal.
Maybe. We would like to welcome you all to another edition of 100 Bentley Street. My grandparents used to watch that all the time. I hope they don't now.
100 years of Bentley Continentals. Dave Nelson still in the pit lane. May not know how to serve a stop-go penalty. I don't know. Butler has been unable to really stick with Spriggs and Rahatzik, but their tires may start to slightly drop off. Not in a wear pattern. I think people have corrected me on this before, or think they have corrected me on this before, that the tires will wear down and be rubber inefficient. No, it's the fact that the track tends to change temperature over time, and as a result, a slightly more used tire will lose a little bit of pressure and grip at a slightly less level than the fresher tires. So it's not that the tires these cars are running can run an hour easily without any real wear issues, unless your name is Martin Edmonds.
Yo.
Martin thought he was gonna get away scot-free on this one. No. But there is slight differences towards the end of, say, even a 30-minute stint, where you're feeling some differences in the tires, and also the later you pit, the more you can adjust your pressures to keep them in the range you want them in, as opposed to running more or less what you had at the start of the race, which may not be applicable anymore. So Butler was 3.3 behind at the beginning of the third sector. Let's see what it is now.
I'm sorry, what did you say about a pickle
3,
bowl?
So about the same.
I could go for a bowl of pickles.
Yeah, I know you could. You'd go for a jar of pickles, let's be real.
I mean, I have one of those.
You'd go for all the pickles.
Pickles are good. Pickles are good.
They're
people.
delicious. They're delicious. I have a jar of pickles right beside me right now.
That's weird, but okay.
I always do.
It's with him wherever he goes.
No, it's just in the computer room.
He dresses it up like a real boy. You see him wandering the streets. with his pickle child.
my pickled child.
Which is not the same thing as the pickled child. That's a whole other. That's not. I think
That's a whole other.
Indonesian.
That's a whole other horror tale.
I think that's an Indonesian thing.
Well, Butler is starting to close. Gap is down to 3.2. So we'll keep an eye on that. It's really the only battle we got really brewing right now. I mean, Liam Curtin and John Barker are having a little bit of a brouhaha over 8th place. V8 Aston Martin versus V12 Aston Martin. Hopefully we check in on that at some point. That could be fun.
And then
I didn't really have an end then.
fair enough. You're fixated on the pickles. I understand.
Always.
Pickle time!
See what Spriggs is doing here for a lap time. That was his best lap of the race, actually. So definitely still has the pace. 155.746.
With only one lap to go in the entire race, that is important.
No, we got plenty left. Michael Leibel starting to fall off the back of Butler. There we go. Liam Curtin with John Barker behind him. Nice to see that Liam's Irish flag is working. Because Liam got me his driver file. You can't tell him. I'm a little bitter about that. That very few people have gotten that to me.
Well, I mean, he's a troubled young lad, but he's a good troubled young lad.
That's a good point. On board with Liam Curtin, who is being caught by John Barker. The gap is down to 1.224. As the R Motorsport V12 chasing down the Garage 59 V8 Aston Martin. Battle for Aston Martin honor and top spot in the brand. So Dave Nelson looks like he's just parked in the pit lane for the rest of this one where the stop goes 30-second penalty. I believe from what he told me, part of his wheel is no longer functioning properly. And he was
the steering bit?
He was unable to change pit stop settings. Was his problem. Through the Coca-Cola curve once again. Let's see what Liam Curtin's doing for lap times here as he comes across the line. Last lap of 57.7, which is about a second off his best time. I don't know if maybe that was a mistake in there somewhere or if he's just losing pace. It was one of the later ones to pit, if I recall, so he should not be facing any kind of tire degradation.
I believe Michael Magas still has yet to pit. Otherwise, he'd be in first place.
No. That's not how that works.
Pretty sure that's exactly how that works.
That's not how that works. Spriggs has got it down to less than 1/10 of a second to ACC, so I'd like to see that battle as well at some point here. Hey, look at that! Well, actually, now that I say that he's up 1.4 seconds, so he actually just came up with a big lap. Oh! John Spriggs at the side of the road! That's why he's dropping. What happened?
He ran out of brake fluid.
I mean, running out of gas with 11.5 minutes left would be embarrassing.
I believe it's the transmission decided to invert.
Gets the car going. Like, I have no idea what happened there. I don't understand.
Oh, he had to make a phone call.
Loses spots to Butler, Leibel, and Castano Muniz. Dropping back to 7th place. But a bizarre moment for John Spriggs in the Dynamic Motorsports Porsche. Car looks like it's fine.
I mean, it could be better. It could be more gold. Less burnt mustard.
Could be. Could be. Could be a little bit of a less bronze tint there going on there.
Correct.
I mean, it feels like you're aiming for 3rd place with that with the bronze tint.
It also smells like Teen Spirit.
Mm. In the meantime, Aston Martin Battle Royale, John Barker taking on Liam Curtin. Curtin had a better lap that time around, 57.2. About 0.5 faster, but he's still not putting in great laps. And it's definitely not shaking John Barker loose in the V12. The V12 coming for that V8. Says, oh baby, that little weak engine, let me at it.
Little pig, let me in.
Not by the hair, how about you, chin chin?
Puff, it'll blow your house in. It's a good song. Good song. Good song. Good song.
Also, if anyone is ever catching Matt Higgs on the track, they have to actually say, Little Higgs, let me in. Also, Little Higgs, give me your shit. We're making a fighter out of you, and it'll be like Evan Wheeler's fighter. Don't tell him what that means.
I will not.
Liam Curtin. Actually, after this, there will be tomorrow. There will be a radio style play-by-play for the MMA summit tomorrow. So there you go. It is uploaded. It is ready. I'm just uploading a new intro for the whole thing.
And it will involve Aki Bono versus Tayu Kim.
I appreciate the camera time, but I have no idea why the camera came to me there. I'm at a loss. Liam Curtin versus John Barker. This is where the camera needs to be. This is the fight. Bragging rights on the line for the two Aston Martin drivers. This is a battle of concepts. It's a battle in the brand for V12 or V8 supremacy.
Or what?
It's really the only two options right now. It's also a key battle in the Silver Cup.
Do they get literal silver?
I mean, we could arrange that. There were, back in the early GT Challenge days, Wesley was actually buying, like, branded stuff to give out as prizes.
Oh, wow.
I think there was, like, a Bentley cap for 1 year. A little bit of shape there into the RTL curve. The RTL curve, I think, has been John Barker's biggest downfall. He kind of keeps looking at it as an attack opportunity, and it just hasn't been. So if I were to give him a tip, things have been a little bit. That turn would be maybe when he should alter his thinking on.
Maybe.
Liam Curtin. He's looking down the inside again.
Liam, you fucking animal, you.
Time running down here. Probably about 4 laps to go. Enjoy the dulcet tones of the V12 engine. Personally, I think Barker needs to think about the first turn as his big overtaking option. He needs to tuck in, just kind of enjoy the third sector. Just stay close, set it up through the RTL curve, Warsteiner, at Van Bogen, NGK, and then the Coca-Cola curve, because these are not strong parts for the V12. Just follow, do your thing, and bring it on in here, because the first turn is the place where I think he has the best chance. By the way, the race leader A. Jeff is coming up to them. Wonder what he will do. He may go for the blue flags. He may also be patient. We'll find out.
Is it any particular Jeff?
It's just A. Jeff. Just the generic Jeff. Jeff, someday we will bully you into having a proper race name.
His name is Albert Jeffrington.
Albert Jeffrington the Fifth.
Aloysius Jeffringtology.
I mean, the tology I'm not sure if I'm down for.
That's why it's funny.
Alfred Jeffworth III. The Duke of Jeff.
Albacore to the Jeffalicious.
Oh, I like that one. That's a solid one. Liam Curtin.
Liam Las
Pretty consistently
Vegas.
doing mid 157s, it seems. It's being pushed hard by Barker. This is really the... Well, you know what? I say that, and I look at James Butler reeling in to 0.6 of a second. Robin Rahatchik. So that's a battle for the podium and silver win. I'd like to get the camera on that at some point, but I'm happy being here because John Barker is going forward into the NGK chicane. Or no, that's not the chicane. That was the Advent Bogan. And it works. Curtin goes wide, and Barker is through. Bit of a bully move, but done. And through goes A. Jeff to put the lap on Curtin. He is lapped up to 9th place.
You have been all the way Jeffed.
Now, can we get the camera onto the battle for 3rd place, please? Because it is down to a half second with about 2 laps to go.
It's clearly unfair that Aloysius Jeffalicious
Here we go.
Is 44 laps ahead of everybody else.
Robin Rahatchik versus James Butler. Who you got in this one, Byron?
That would be Mike Stoffman.
It's John... I think Barker may have made a mistake there, and it's going to let Jeff through to clear the black flag, or the blue flag, pardon.
I mean, I don't think that's a mistake. You're supposed to let that happen, right?
Yeah, but he went very wide there. Like, it was unnecessarily a lot of room there. So I think he did mess that up.
Yeah, it's probably fine. He's 10 seconds ahead of the next guy.
No, he's not. He's only 2.2.
That's not what it says. It says
It's
plus 9.5.
1.2. Curtin is the one closest to him. That's Barker's gap to
Butler?
Spriggs that you're looking at.
Oh,
Curtin.
Butler, Barker, same thing.
No, we're looking at Barker.
Butler, Barker, they're all from Tajikistan.
We were looking at Barker. I want to look at Butler. Can we get the camera up there, please?
Could we have a nice long glance at your boy?
It's your boy, James Butler. Instead of looking at Jeff.
Not just any Jeff. Oh, wait, yes, it is.
It is any Jeff.
It
It is
is.
any Jeff and all Jeffs.
Welcome to Any Jeff USA.
Except for Geoffs. None of that weird spelling with the G.
No,
with the,
we don't
the
fuck with that.
G-O-F-F. No Jeff Courtnall.
No G-offs. Hey, wait, Jeff Courtnall's all right.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, this is not Jeff Courtnall. There we go. Robin Rahatzik battling for the silver win and a spot on the podium against James Butler. Butler is really looking for a way past. He is showing all kinds of intention there. He is definitely bringing shake and bake to a new level here in sim racing. All right. This will probably be the final lap for Robin Rahatzik. He needs to hang on against James Butler, although I don't know where the leader is. There may be another lap after this. I don't know.
He's 45 laps ahead. They can't even find him. He's probably in Uruguay by now.
All right, time is done. Zeros on the clock. So next time across the line for Jeff, he will be the winner. It looks pretty certain like William Murr is going to join him on the podium, but who has that third? Michael Leibel in the pits. That is not good. Leibel might have run out of gas. He was heading to a surefire 5th place, too. That's got to hurt. Rahatzik versus James Butler. Bentley versus McLaren. We've seen a lot of McLaren versus Aston Martin, Aston Martin versus Aston Martin, Aston Martin versus Jaguar. We're now getting Bentley versus McLaren, the other British showdown. Mistake by Rahatzik. Here we go into the RTL curve. Butler's got it. No. Get the camera back on the front. God damn it. We have a winner. It is Jeff. And I appreciate
Good
that.
job, Jeff.
But we need the camera on the fight for 3rd place because Rahatzik is shown as being ahead of Butler again. Get me that camera.
Nope.
No, Sean Kenny.
Buttholes only, baby.
Again?
Buttholes only.
Not what I want. Dominic Turcotte across the line.
How did 8th through 10th already finish?
They're down a lap. So they do one less lap because the leader passed them.
Wow, what to talk about rewarding laziness. You guys are already finished, it's fine.
Well, Butler got it. We didn't get to see we got to see the overtake, so maybe we did, but we didn't get to see as much of that as we would have liked. And it is going to be Jeff Murrah Butler on the podium, Rahatzik in 4th, Xavi Cassano Muniz, John Spriggs, Michael Leibel in the pit lane. I don't know if he's going to lose a spot for that. Looks like he is going to be 7th still. John Barker, Liam Curtin, Josiah Jerome, Sean Kenny, Michael Magas, and Dave Nelson, as everybody celebrates with some donuts.
I enjoy donuts.
You do? Do you have any final words, Byron? Because we're just waiting for Magas to finish the race.
Capri Sun packages were designed to teach kids how to do emergency tracheotomies.
You're not wrong. We'll see you next month. It'll be off to Spa-Francorchamps for the April round of the series, and upcoming we've got the beginning of the Monday GT4 series. 3D Speed will be back up. Not entirely sure when, but I'll have the form to get some stuff done. Today, Mike Magas with the power slide to finish the race.
Hell yeah!
I actually literally threaded through like 3 different cars on that power slide. I was very proud of myself. All right. We'll see you next time. Don't know what next time will be, but it'll be something.